Today's heavy-duty truck is called upon to do more work under harsher conditions than ever before. At the heart of every truck is its diesel engine. Today's fleets employ the latest technology to ensure longer engine life. Your fleet chose the Spinner II oil cleaning centrifuge because it traps wear-causing fine abrasives that shorten the productive life of an engine. To reduce maintenance costs and help engines last longer, fleets like yours are installing a finer bypass oil filtering system on their trucks. This fine filtration system uses centrifugal force to clean engine oil better than traditional filters. Keep the oil cleaner and the engine will last longer, resulting in lower operating cost. The unit is called the Spinner II Model 60 SE centrifuge, and it's used with the existing full-flow filters. The Spinner II oil cleaning centrifuge removes soot, dirt, and wear metals from the lube oil while the engine operates. Before we discuss the service practice for the Spinner II centrifuge, let's see how it works. Pressurized oil from the engine is cycled into the centrifuge, moving up the hollow center spindle and filling the turbine bowl. The oil leaving the two opposing jets makes it spin to speeds in excess of 6,000 RPM. This produces 2,000 Gs of centrifugal force, or 2,000 times the force of gravity. Dirt, soot, in fact anything heavier than oil is actually slung out of the oil and collected on the inside of the turbine bowl. This bowl shows the amount of contaminants collected in a normal service interval. The black you see is dirt and soot and abrasive wear metals that will wear the engine from the inside out. Full-flow lube filters are designed to remove particles greater than 40 microns or larger in size, and typical bypass filters trap particles as small as 10 microns. All diesel engines have full-flow elements to filter all of the lube oil delivered to the engine. Many diesels also have a bypass filtration device, like the centrifuge, to clean a smaller portion of that flow continuously. Since the centrifuge takes out impurities by weight instead of size, particles as small as 1/10 of a micron are removed from the lube oil. 83% of those particles are 5 microns or less, and 31% are less than 1 micron in size. Oil additives are unaffected and remain active. Without a centrifuge, almost all of this dirt would pass through both the full flow and a bypass filter and get back into the engine, increasing engine wear. Here's another bowl from a different engine in the same fleet at the same service point. The difference between these two bowls is the difference between the engines. This engine is in good mechanical shape, and this one is not. If this heavy one shows up suddenly in an engine with a history of a bowl like this, maybe it's got a cracked ring or an air system leak. There's some kind of problem you can detect early on. If the dirt comes out soft and mushy instead of compacted and dry, it could mean you have a fuel dilution problem or water in the oil. While looking at the bowl can be a helpful service tool, the real benefit of the Spinner II oil cleaning centrifuge is cleaner oil, which means longer engine life. Servicing of the Spinner II SE centrifuge is recommended at the normal filter and oil change interval. After the centrifuge has had a couple of minutes or so to drain, grab the clamp across the T-bolt and loosen the clamp knob. Disengage the T-bolt from the clamp and slip the clamp down over the side of the unit so it's not in your way. Then remove the cover. Pull the turbine assembly out of the unit and allow it to drain completely. Place the cover and clamp back onto the housing. This step protects the system from becoming contaminated by external debris and allows the LCB to push out any remaining oil in the unit. Loosen the nut on the top of the bowl several turns until the face of the nut extends beyond the bronze bushing face. Then, while holding the bowl in one hand, strike the nut face with the palm of your other hand. Don't hit it with a tool or some other hard surface which could damage the nut or the bushing or the threads. Remove the bowl, then remove the baffle. To clean the bowl, position a screwdriver or knife behind the paper insert and break the dirt pack free from the bowl. Dispose of the dirt properly. Ensure that the dirt and O-ring have been completely removed from the bowl. Make sure there is no dirt under the bottom of the baffle. Also, look to see that the turbine seal area is clean. Now that we've finished cleaning the turbine, the next step is to replace the seals and paper insert. The routine service kit includes the insert and the 2 O-rings. To replace the paper insert, hook the tabs together. The arrows show which end goes in first. As you can see, the insert is tapered to fit the shape of the bowl. Install a new O-ring on the turbine base. Place the baffle onto the turbine, seating it evenly against the base. Slide the clean centrifuge bowl onto the turbine base. Using finger pressure only, tighten the bowl nut securely. Now we're ready to put the turbine back into the centrifuge. When you replace the turbine, make sure it spins freely. After removing the cover O-ring, clean the groove and install a new ring. Clean the cover flange area to ensure good seal contact. Put the cover on the spindle. Slide the clamp up and position it over the cover flange. Tighten the clamp with the knob until hand tight. That covers the routine service for the Spinner II centrifuge. Now let's discuss some troubleshooting routines for the centrifuge. If during the service of the centrifuge you find no dirt in the bowl, there are a few simple things to check. Be sure the hoses are connected properly. Check that the pressure hose is connected to the side of the centrifuge and the drain hose returns back to the crankcase. Make sure the air hose is hooked into a constant supply location, like the air tank. The air on the Spinner II is a simple means to vent the centrifuge during operation, allowing it to be remotely mounted. The oil returns to the crankcase from the centrifuge sump. A float automatically maintains the proper oil level in the unit for maximum speed and efficiency. To check out the air control mechanism, the best way is to just move the float using a hook like this, made from any stiff wire. Hook the wire under the float arm and raise and lower the float. When it's up, you'll hear air. When it's down, the air is off. If the air system checks out, you can tell the Spinner II is working properly by its sound. You'll not be able to hear it while the engine is running. To verify proper speed, warm up the engine at high idle. Then, after you're certain the oil is hot, shut the engine down. If the centrifuge is working correctly, the turbine can be heard. If the unit is not spinning, check over the bowl O-ring, ensuring that the bowl is sealing properly around the ring and that the ring is not damaged. To help you through these steps, you can refer to the installation and service instruction brochure or ask for a service wall chart. Both show a diagram of all the parts of the Spinner II oil cleaning centrifuge and the list of troubleshooting procedures we've just reviewed. By this point in the process, if you've made all these checks and are still stumped, just get in touch with Spinner II Products. Use their toll-free number. Besides, it's best to troubleshoot the problem with the Spinner II installed on the vehicle. The whole idea behind the Spinner II oil cleaning centrifuge is to keep the oil cleaner, so the engine will run longer with fewer repairs. Through proper maintenance by you and your coworkers, that goal will be realized.